Hey guys, it's 21 Maxwell here, and welcome to episode 69 now of our TNA TW series. This is the go-home show before we get to TNA Blood and Thunder, which is our November pay-per-view. Small little bit of news before we get into this video. Basically now we have managed to secure a TV deal. Unfortunately it will not be for a new show or anything like that. It won't be expanding a show. Thankfully it's just renegotiating the deal with Spike TV, and it's got us sealed up to I think the middle of 2016. I think it's maybe August. It's 37 episodes we've got of Impact, so that's ideal. It gives us a home on TV and it gives us a base to continually grow on. So say, it's our last show before we get to the pay-per-view. We're going to book this show from the Stockton Arena in the Southwest region, which is in Stockton, California. Again, just try to get the Southwest. So we've got a decent kind of reputation there, and hoping that can flood other markets round about it to continually get a reputation up. You know, the wrestling industry is at a peak, you know. Somehow it's at 98, so it's back as if it was in the Attitude Era. God knows how that is, although the economy is falling again, but it's still decent at 78. Let's say importance of wrestling is good, so hopefully we can just kick on and have a good show here, and hopefully get into the pay-per-view Blood and Thunder with a lot of momentum, and hopefully have a really good show. Today's show, 13 segments as we try and put the card together for the pay-per-view. We also have 4 pre-show matches. There'll be some other matches at the pay-per-view that haven't been announced yet. Try and keep the ones under wraps as a little surprise, but here we go. Enjoy another episode of TNA Impact Wrestling. Let's run the show. So our first dark match, and a match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat. The Wolves, David Richards and Eddie Edwards defeated Christopher Daniels and Rhett Titus in 8-11. When David Richards defeated Christopher Daniels by pinfall with a DR driver. 66C+, no chemistry between Titus and Daniels. They were just put together really just as a makeshift team to put the Wolves over and hope for a good match. No worker improvements, but you know, it's okay for two teams that are kind of not really anywhere in terms of momentum, and suppose somebody had to go over, and that was the Wolves, since we hope to build them back up. And the match had some good action but not much in the way of heat. Drew Galloway defeated AR Fox in 8:02 by pinfall with the move. Quite gutted that's all that got, a 52D+. I thought these two together would put a good match on, but you know, it's another lesson learned that maybe these two don't mesh. Maybe they need a bit more momentum in each side, but was to kind of get Drew in a better position before he goes into his match at Blood and Thunder. So that's disappointing. Wasn't expecting much for this, so a 54C- is pretty good. And about that had some solid in-ring action, but not much in the way of heat. Brian Cage continues his momentum by defeating Mike Bennett in 6:17 by pinfall with a total eclipse. Mike Bennett was off his game, no worker improvements, but again getting Brian Cage some momentum before he debuts actually on the full show. And the final pre-show match, in a match that had some good action and average heat, Eric Young continues gaining momentum. He defeated Doug Williams in 7:01 by pinfall with a Death Valley driver. It's a 58C-, any worker improvements. Eric Young's improving technical skills, and that'll get him some good momentum getting into his match at the pay-per-view with Kane. So we go, here comes the main show. It's in front of 9,605 people. Let's hope we can get a good rating, continue to gain popularity. So we start off with just some pyrotechnics, the usual boom boom. The show starts with an impressive opening of pyro before the lights are raised, and several sections of the excited crowd are shown, waving various signs. The focus then switches to the announce table where Jim Ross and Mike Tenay introduce and hype tonight's show. Basic intro to the show, you know, just kind of thought we'll go with that for a change, it's been a while. And the 76B- is good between those two. I don't know how we can get Mike Tenay to get momentum, but that is what it is. Next up, went with a solid opener, and about that featured great action and a good crowd. Shinsuke Nakamura and Kota Ibushi defeated Harry Smith and Adam Cole in 18:29 when Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Harry Smith by pinfall with a Bomber Yi, AAB, so that's amazing. Putting them over, it's again giving them a good rating, so hopefully we'll get some overness to Harry Smith and Adam Cole as well. Adam Cole improves his rumble skills, and that's an ideal kind of match that will continue this feud on as we go towards Blood and Thunder. And only negative really was of course people holding back and the Cole crowd, but they would obviously have raised that crowd with that good match. Eric Young comes to the ring and challenges Jacob Goodnight to a Falls Count Anywhere match, basically because of all the stuff that's happened recently since he spilled coffee on Jacob Goodnight. No countouts, no DQs, pinfalls and submissions count anywhere in the arena. Let's settle this once and for all. Jacob Goodnight appears, no countouts, no DQ, no problem. So he's happy to take on Eric Young. It's a environment that will suit Jacob Goodnight, and hopefully this should be a good match. But 62C and Eric Young performed poorly, which is quite disappointing. Low morale and low momentum, so we'll have to work on that, but that was a decent segment as they go to face each other at the pay-per-view. And about the feature great action and average heat, Ricochet defeated Ethan Carter III in 10:27 by pinfall with a chocolate rain. 77B, so that's a solid match between the two of them. Didn't expect that, I'll be honest, so I'm happy with that. Good chemistry between them, so this could be a feud down the line. No worker improvements, but again, really happy with that, and we'll see how that goes. And then after the match, we have a wee vignette. A graphic is shown on the screen to show that Jethro will return next week. I'm looking to bring him back, hopefully, at the pay-per-view. Maybe in next week's Impact, we'll see how time constraints are with the pay-per-view. I get a 65C, so we're going to have to work in Jeff's character, I think. And about the feature great action and average heat, Samoa Joe defeated James Storm in 8:58 by pinfall, a 77B. Again, nothing really for both guys, but we just have to get Joe on the momentum train, so a good result there for him. Good rating, and he's improving his performance skills. Good to see that James Storm can still do kind of things, but to be honest, we don't really have anything for him at the moment. And he's kind of getting on a bit, so we're looking to mostly job to the up and coming stars. Samoa Joe is then shown backstage being interviewed by Matt Striker. The interview soon devolves into Samoa Joe cutting a humorous and insult-ridden promo concerning the state of the promotion, as well as several individuals in it, which included Hawkins, Billy Ray, Gunner, and Brother Devon. He's basically annoyed. He doesn't have a storyline essentially. He's getting frustrated, and I got my 61C, so that's quite disappointing with Joe, but Mike Skills were never his strong point, if I'm honest. After this, in a match that had some good action and average heat, Mr. Anderson and Team 3D defeat Hawkins and the Hollywood Supernovas in 9:33, when Mr. Anderson defeated Morrison by pinfall with a mic check. Just a match to put really Mr. Anderson over and get him to good momentum getting that match against Hawkins for the Central Championship. But a 68C plus is good from these 6 men. 2 storylines continue, and Joey Ryan and Mr. Anderson are improving flying skills, so that's good from that. I'm happy with that. Amazing Kong attacks Celeste Bonin backstage, but thanks to Mickie James, Amazing Kong fails. Only a 53C minus, but it was just to continue on the knockout storyline between James and Amazing Kong. A massive brawler ups between Chris Hero and Bobby Lashley. The riotous fight spills into the backstage parking lot, where the violence escalates to the point where Bobby Lashley throws Chris Hero through a car window. Again, nothing really going from both guys, so these are two we're just going to feud at the pay-per-view. We're going to give them a match against each other. And the 76B minus is good between them. Just only low momentum for Lashley, so we're going to have to start building him up, because that's one of my owner goals. Thank you very much, Dixie Carter. But overall, that's quite a good segment. And after that, poor 68C plus. I was hoping Austin would get better with this, but he books a match for the pay-per-view between Hero and Lashley, so that is in for Blood and Thunder. And our main event match, and about the feature great action and a good crowd, CM Punk defeated Austin Aries in 17:31 by pinfall, where go to sleep. Good chemistry between them, and the 82B certainly delivered. Both men improving performance skills, very few negatives, just holding back, and the poor crowd. And in the closing segment to end the show, and that completely suffered. The bell is sounded, yet CM Punk, Kota Ibushi, Shinsuke Nakamura, Adam Cole, Harry Smith and Drew Galloway continues to do battle all the way to the backstage area. Somehow only get a 63C, which is disappointing. I thought there was a lot of star power in there. I don't know why Kota Ibushi would struggle with the language barrier, considering he wouldn't have to talk, but okay. CM Punk looked good, Ibushi looked terrible, and the storyline continues. Ibushi's improving his acting, but that's disappointing. I may have actually put that as entertainment instead of overness, but I'll just need to go with that. But that's building up for the main event match. It is going to be a 6-man match at the pay-per-view. CM Punk and friends versus the Resistance. What kind of gimmick we go for the match is undecided at the moment, but It should be a good one. Let's hope it doesn't affect our overall rating. And it's a 78B, so the segment did cost us probably popularity in 16 regions, but we haven't lost it anywhere. You know, it's only the one region instead of the normal 17 increase. So it's not bad. It's not great. It's just a case of having these Japanese workers in. You know, you can have to go with the and put. You know, you got to try and put them over at times. You got to just get the right thing for them. And unfortunately, the right angles for the right programs just don't work. You know, I was kind of thinking, right, we've got them doing that, but we'll see what happens at the pay-per-view between the 6 men, who goes over. And there's some other unfortunate news. CM Punk Dolph Ziggler has re-signed with the WWE, meaning we are not getting Ziggler, which has gotten apparently still struck gold with the show, so that's good. I'm really happy with that. Then, if that's the case, you see Blood and Thunder's just 2 days away. There's the feeling of it, and our rating dropped by 0.17, but still 7.13 is a good rating. And we're just getting that wee bit closer to hopefully finally getting to national. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on this whole series. You know, if you're enjoying it, please just leave a comment in the comment section below. If you are enjoying it, please leave a like as well. And until next time, when we come to you with the Blood and Thunder pay-per-view, this was Maxwell, and I'll speak to you real soon. Bye bye.